Hello everyone and welcome to another video. I hope you're doing so well, always. So, I'm in a new spot. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I have relocated and I'm in this beautiful spot in nature for the next month. So, here we go. I'm going to do a reading from this new location and it's so beautiful, you guys. I wish I could show you, but anyway, so we're going to do a 2025 reading. I've been feeling this reading coming for like a month or something, and I was like, Spirit, come on, it's a bit early. I don't really like doing the 2025 reading until it's at least December. So here we are, we're going to do what's in store for you in 2025. And yeah, I'm going to show you the cards now and then I'll see you for your reading. Much love, you guys. Okay, hello group 1. So for 2025 you chose hold your vision, fixed moon. So I'm probably not going to hold this card up the whole time just because it tends to like hurt my arm after a while, especially after 3 groups. So I'm sorry. But hold your vision. So fixed moon. So fixed moon is almost like a little bit of a stubborn energy in a positive way, because we actually need to be stubborn sometimes in life to hold our vision, right? Or to hold something until it has finished manifesting. So for you in 2025, I feel like you've had to be stubborn in a certain area of your life, or you've had to not give up on something, and people might have thought you were stubborn or even like delusional and being like, you're not really getting any results. Are you sure you want to keep doing this thing you're doing all the time and trying to do this thing, right? Okay, so 2025 for you is about really starting to get tangible results from the universe. I just saw 111 on my recording. Tangible results from the universe where you realize I'm actually making a difference, or I'm actually progressing, or I'm actually making progress, or I'm actually winning at something finally. I'm feeling like for you group 1, like things have been really tough. Like things have been hard, it's been full on, it's been tiresome, maybe tiring, burnout even for you, but things are changing and you have been working diligently, and Spirit doesn't want you to give up or to even like look at yourself badly. Like Spirit wants you to be proud of yourself, basically. I'm really getting a strong sense of this, and there might have been a sense of feeling like a bit of shame or ashamed of yourself because things weren't, maybe like results weren't happening quick enough, or the outside world maybe like wasn't mirroring back to you like the amount of work that you've kind of been doing on yourself or doing in your life. So 2025 is like going to give you some kind of a foundation or some kind of a result that makes you feel good, and it makes you... Okay, so we just had an unexpected knock at the door, and I feel like this is a sign for you group 1. Like it's going to feel a bit unexpected. It's going to feel a bit like... I'm just sending you so much love, by the way, group 1, because I'm feeling you, I'm feeling your energy, I'm feeling like you have been working so hard at things, and it's almost felt a bit unfair. That's kind of what I'm getting. But you've been such a beautiful soul in that you've been persisting and consistently showing up, even without maybe the results that you desired or the results that you... I almost feel like there's some sense of like, you almost like deserve it, right? But I'm feeling like you've been looking into 2025 and you've been like, well, it's probably going to be the same as it always is, right? It's probably going to be the same as it's always been, and it's really hard, and but it's actually going to be different. There's going to be a surprise knock on the door for you in life. Something that maybe you really didn't see coming, okay? Because I did not see that coming. It's something that you're really not going to see coming. It might even be a relationship. Like someone knocking on your door, like, and you open the door to a new relationship. Okay, but it is something that you've been wanting results in some area. Okay, it's definitely something you've been wanting results in some area of your life. So it's like maybe you've been working really hard at your health, or you know, at your like some kind of routine or healthy routine, or working out, or relationships, karma. Like, it's something that's felt like a heavy burden karmically for you, something that's been like heavy, that's like, oh, it feels like it's been so long to change, or it's taken so much to change this, or it's been hard to change it. So, but in 2025, your karma is changing. Okay, that's what I have to say. Your karma is changing. And by karma, I mean like something that you felt like was really hard to change. You know, like you kept manifesting the wrong kind of person to be in relationship with, right? And it would always be karmic and end up in misery or poverty or whatever it is. Like something that you kept having, it was a pattern that kept playing out for you, where it was like it just wasn't the right person, or it wasn't the right situation, or it wasn't the right workplace, or it wasn't the right home, or it wasn't the right diet or exercise routine, so you weren't getting results and it wasn't moving anywhere, and it felt so hard to get this one area of your life into alignment. And it's different for all of us, you know. Like, I was literally speaking with a friend the other day about how what's like a huge challenge for one of us is like someone else's easiest thing, you know. It's the easiest thing for them to manifest, whereas it's like the hardest thing for someone else. So it's like we all have different karma, we all have different challenges, we all have different things that we're working through. So this is definitely showing up for you in an area that's been challenging, in an area that's been karmic, like a karmic burden that has not been able to be moved, or it feels like that. It feels heavy, it feels really heavy, like you're pushing this massive boulder up a hill, you know. It feels heavy, okay? So you were expecting that 2025 was just going to be like another year of it, right? Another year of just pushing this boulder up the hill, making basically zero progress, and it's all just hard work for nothing. Well, think again. It's going to be coming through for you like a knock on the door, like a surprise, like, oh, this thing's actually showing up for me, this thing's actually working out for me, this thing's actually not as hard as I thought that it was going to be. So things are actually moving and changing. Like fixed moon talks about things that have been stuck, like, oh, it doesn't have to be, but in this card I'm picking up, right, the card that you chose, it's like things that have been stuck, or things that have been resistant to change in some way, or a karmic burden, like I said, that feels really hard to move. It feels really hard to move it through and get some kind of result. Okay, so you're going to be happily and almost surprisingly relieved to know that you're having some really good results in this area of your life in 2025. And it will be a bit of a surprise. You weren't really expecting it. I think you were expecting another year of turmoil and challenge. And there's going to be some kind of happy breakthrough for you. Like a big version of that, though. A big version of a breakthrough. And I keep getting it's in some area of your life that you're almost a bit resigned to. Like you're almost a bit like, yeah, well, you know, I'm just not going to have any friends right now, right? Or I'm not going to have a partner right now, whatever it might be. It's some kind of area that you might have just thought isn't really going to happen. Okay, and then when it comes in, it's going to be stable as well. That's the other thing I'm getting with this fixed moon energy. It's like, it's not just going to be short term. It's going to be something that's very stable, like lasting, and it's a sign of all the work that you've done that this thing comes in and it's stable and it's lasting. Okay, you know, it's kind of like meeting your forever person, right? The person that you end up with, that you're life partnered with, after a long time of not meeting them, meeting the wrong kind of person, or being alone, or whatever, facing those kinds of themes. It's like, oh, finally this time I actually had a breakthrough, and you weren't really expecting it. Like I keep getting that. It's like you weren't expecting it because you're expecting things to just continue to be hard. So I love that. I love that I can deliver this message. And Spirit's saying as well, like, you're meant to be stubborn as well. Like, don't feel like you're in the wrong because something hasn't fully come in yet. So you're like, oh, it must be me. I'm in the wrong. I shouldn't be so stubborn, or I shouldn't have such high expectations, or something like that. Like, I'm getting like, don't think that. Your guides don't want you to think that. They don't want you to feel like you're being stubborn, or that you're being too picky, or anything like that, because it's your intuition that's been guiding you through this process. It's almost like trial and error. So you haven't been letting yourself settle. You haven't been letting yourself settle. You haven't been letting yourself settle, which is a good thing. Okay, it's a good thing. And it means, because if you settle, okay, let's just explore this for a minute. If you were to settle, say that you're single and you're getting freaked out that the love of your life is never going to come and you're too picky, and so you're like, well, gosh, maybe I just need to, this person's okay and they really, care for me, so maybe I should just end up with them. If you were to settle, this is a warning, it would not last very long, okay? It would be short-lived, whatever the settling thing might be, whether it's whatever. We'll just use a relationship, right? It would not work out long term. So the thing that you have coming in 2025 is majorly long term. And it's because you've changed yourself from the inside out, okay? You've changed yourself from the inside out, which allows this thing to come in for you and for it to be stable. So Spirit's saying, yes, be stubborn. Yes, have high standards. Yes, be picky. Yes, wait until the right thing comes. Because, sorry, I hit the table. Because when it does, you're going to be so grateful that you believed in yourself. Like, that's what I'm getting. Like, this 2025 era for you is like gratitude, because you believed in yourself when no one else did. You believed in yourself when you had no results to show for it. And it's going to be a bit emotional. Like, I'm feeling emotional for you tuning in. It's going to be a little bit emotional because you're going to be like, whoa, I was really like there for myself, right? Or I really didn't give up on this, or I really didn't give up on myself. So I think that the biggest blessing for you in 2025 is this event, or this breakthrough, this manifestation, because it's going to move an area of your life forwards in some way. Like, for example, if you were waiting to find the right partner because you wanted to maybe have children with a partner, right? Well, then it's all of a sudden you're accelerated on that life path of like, oh, this can actually start to happen now, or like you have joint finances so you can, move into a better house or whatever. It's like all of these other areas of your life are going to start to move. So things might have been feeling stuck, might have been feeling fixed in a certain way, in a certain area that you might not have loved that much. I'm getting that it took a lot of faith. It took a lot of faith from you, Group 1, to persist in your manifestation. Like, I feel just a lot from the divine and from spirit guides. Like, they just want to congratulate you and they want to love on you. They want you to love yourself. They want you to be proud of yourself for everything that you've done. Because it hasn't been easy, especially when the external world is so quick to judge, is so quick to doubt for you, right? Like, are you sure you really should be so picky in who you're going to end up with? Because, like, you might end up with no one. Those kinds of things can, like, mirror those deep wounds of, like, self-doubt and things like that. So Spirit's like, congratulations, you've done so well. You've done so well, Group 1. Seriously, you've done so well. You are going to be feeling really blessed. Like, really blessed, Group 1. Like, really blessed. You're going to be feeling really blessed. And like I said, it's one of those areas of your life it's just like kind of complete. Like, because obviously once you meet your life partner, you're not really looking for your life partner anymore, right? You should hope not. So it's like that area of your life is just done. It's kind of just done. And it feels peaceful, it feels quiet, it feels still, it feels grounded, it feels aligned. And you're going to really start to understand the importance of alignment. You already do understand it, Group 1. That's why you have been stubborn, or whatever you want to call it, right? In the pursuit of this dream or this goal. It's because you understand the importance of alignment. And you understand that, like I said, if you try to settle or like force something that's out of alignment, it just won't last. It just won't be able to persist or get off the ground or go anywhere. So alignment is, like, when things are aligned, they often happen quite quickly. They often have little resistance to it manifesting. Like, there might have been a lot of resistance for a long time, but when it's ready to show up, it's like, boom, there it is. you know? And it should happen quite easily and quite effortlessly because the work's sort of already been done before the thing manifests. So when the thing is manifesting in the physical, it should be quite I tried to say quick and fast at the same time. It should be quite quick. So you're learning about alignment. You're almost going to be an expert about alignment. And you're going to be realizing like being out of alignment is not an option. It's not an option. Very interesting, because now I'm getting like, this felt like a physical world blessing, group 1, like something in your physical world manifesting. Like I said, a relationship, your dream job, or your dream business situation, or community, or house, or like something very physical, tangible, kind of like 3D. But I'm also getting this like overflowing effect into your spiritual life, where you're going to realize like, wow, I have to be in alignment at all times. There's some kind of deepening of your connection and your relationship to your divine mission in 2025, where you're realizing the importance of alignment and the importance of not settling. Like, it's almost going to be a bit of a, like, you're going to have some kind of wisdom downloaded into you about this, because you got this perfect thing after not compromising. That's why. It's because you got something perfect when you didn't compromise, when you didn't settle, when maybe everyone in your life was like, time to settle, you know? Who do you think you are, not settling yet? And you were like, I'm not going to settle. I'm going to be stubborn. So this is some kind of like spiritual lesson that you've learned, or like wisdom. Like, it's not really lesson, but it's like wisdom. It's like some wisdom that you're going to hold, that you're going to embody. And you're going to be able to use this as a way of being like, you know what? I didn't settle in this area, in this way. And I ended up getting an amazing thing happen, right? And other people are kind of going to look to you and be like, wow, maybe I should do that. So you're going to be a bit of an inspiration, group 1. But there's some kind of message here about your divine mission and about your understanding of the importance of being in alignment. It's going to be like, I don't know, almost getting like a psychedelic kind of visual. Like, it's like, I don't know, it's almost like blowing your mind is what I'm trying to say. You know, like, I don't know if not everyone's done psychedelics, but it's like the way that it just blows your mind in terms of how it expands consciousness. So it's like that kind of thing. You're going to have that spiritually happen to you, where it's like your mind expands and you're kind of mind blown. You're just like sitting there like, wow, you know, and it's like you're just downloading and decoding all this information from the universe. So yeah, your spiritual gifts are definitely going to be shining, but it's more important than that, okay? More important than your spiritual gifts? Yes. I don't know how that's put. It's more important than that, Spirit's saying, because it's about alignment. It's about alignment and the wisdom of alignment. What is the wisdom of alignment? Well, it's about being in the right place at the right time and doing the right thing, even if we don't realize that we are in alignment. Because oftentimes, you know how I do readings for people and stuff? I'm doing one for you right now. But anyway, oftentimes when I'm doing readings for people, something that Spirit wants to tell them is like, you are in alignment. Even if it feels really messy, or it feels really uncomfortable, or it feels like you're not getting any results yet, you are in alignment, okay? So sometimes we doubt if we're in alignment, and then we try to get busy in some way to like fix it, right? Because we're like, well, no, I'm not in alignment. Otherwise I would have this thing right now. Otherwise I wouldn't be here right now. Da-da-da. And so we kind of try to force things to happen from the ego, from the will, from the little self, the human self. And that can actually just delay manifestation in general. It's funny because it's like counterintuitive, right? We think it's going to progress us, but it actually can delay us. So it's like you're really understanding about alignment, and you're understanding about being in the right place at the right time and doing the right thing. And there's something really integral here. I keep getting new earth, new earth. So I feel like it's probably not for every single one of you watching, but for a lot of you watching, you have some kind of a really, really, really key part in the new earth. And I feel like if you know, you know, okay? If you know, you know. Did you see that? My screen just went chip. If you know, you know. So it's like, and if you're like, oh my God, I don't know if I resonate with the new earth. I don't know if I'm going to the new. Okay, well then maybe you're going to find out this year in 2025. This year or in 2025. Maybe you're going to find out in 2025 then about your mission to do with the new earth. Others of you are already initiated into your mission to do with the new earth, okay? And in a way, I feel like a lot of you guys have been straddling a little bit like old earth and new earth timelines, where it's like a part of you is still connected into old earth ways, into the matrix, the 3D. But then your like other part of you is like so aligned to the new earth. You're so mystical, magical, spiritual. So there's been some kind of like a timeline. Like I've been shown this so often recently, even in my own life, like timeline battles. It's kind of like we have to choose the new earth timeline. Okay, like we have to choose that. And yes, we are often subconsciously guided and intuitively guided in ways that we don't understand. Like I said, we can be in alignment without really realizing we're in alignment. But we still have to be in alignment, okay? And sometimes that takes conscious choice. Sometimes that takes sacrifice. Sometimes that takes getting really, really uncomfortable. So this is the kind of wisdom that you are holding, okay? I'm seeing you now as the hermit, okay? I'm being shown the hermit card. And the hermit carries the lantern in the dark, okay? The light in the dark. So it's like you are a leader for the New Earth Group 1. You are. And you're getting downloads about your mission in 2025, like big time. And you're getting downloads about how to align with the New Earth and how to help others align with the New Earth. Because there is a stream. Like we have to be in alignment. We can't just expect everything to just work out without us doing anything, okay? Like we have to choose things. We have to do things. That's why we're here. So something about you understanding alignment is going to be blowing your mind. It's going to be changing your life. And it's going to be leading and teaching and inspiring others in many, many ways, like really inspiring others. And you're going to be like, you know what, it's so important to be in alignment. Like you're going to know how to move people, because sometimes it takes like inspiring somebody to help them choose to be in alignment, because it can be easy to choose temptation or out of alignment things, but they just delay our destiny. That's all that, like we can learn a lot from it, sure, and sometimes like it might be in alignment to, you know, go through something tough. I'm not saying that it's like alignment means everything's always beautiful and easy and whatever, but there are certain, like there is truth and we must align to it. So if in some way you're understanding this in a way that like others can tangibly connect to, and I think it's because of this big breakthrough you're having in the 3D, where you're like, you guys, this is how you do it. This is how you manifest something in alignment for you, or this is how you don't settle. And Spirit's always saying like, we have to not settle for old earth. There's something coming in here about we have to not settle for the old earth, okay? We can't be like, oh well, it's good enough. There's something about that. It's like we have to really desire the new earth. We have to really want it. We have to want it with every part of us and live it with every part of us. So you're really going to be stepping up in some way into a leadership position, okay, Group 1? And leadership can mean different things for everyone, okay? So don't freak out because it's going to be within your realm of possibility or reality. It's not going to be so far out of like that you're like, oh my god, this is too uncomfortable, right? But you will be stretched in 2025 a little bit further than you've ever been before in terms of you embodying a role as a leader. And think about it, like a leader doesn't have to be someone who stands up on stage and speaks down at everyone and is like, rah, 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 this thing. A leader can be somebody within a community that is willing to have the courage to speak up, or have the courage to be authentic, or show their true self, or, you know, expand in their spiritual awareness and share that with others. So the alignment thing for you, it's like, I feel like, okay, I just saw a sheep outside my window because I'm in the country. I love this. I love that I can see a sheep. Okay, so there's something, okay, so sheep to me represent like herd mentality, or like the collective consciousness, right? And this sheep is walking away from me. So it's like you're going to be leaving some aspect of the collective consciousness behind and freeing yourself in some way. And you're going to show others how to do that as well. And they're going to love you for it, Group 1. They're going to be like, thanks so much, Group 1. We love you. So it's going to bring you a lot of fulfillment and harmony and a sense of like spiritual purpose and meaning to your life, especially if you've been feeling a little bit like dormant in your mission. Because I'm getting that sense from you where it's like you might have felt like dormant in your mission. What does this mean, Spirit? It's like you've been almost like waiting for your mission to start. Some kind of a sense of that, like, and you know, I resonate to some extent. So it's like, I know that there is some kind of sense that it's like you've been waiting for something to start. There's some kind of dormancy in your energy. And you've been anticipating that this dormancy will carry on for several more years, maybe like 5, 10 more years, where it's just going to be a lot of nothing and not much going on. Think again, okay? Like, think again, okay? Because I'm seriously seeing some key things coming in to help you break free from the old earth in some way. Like, especially with seeing that sheep over there, it's like, it's going to help you break free from some kind of collective consciousness restraint. And it could be by a person coming in, okay? It could be a friend, it could be a business partner, it could be a romantic relationship. But it's like, I'm seeing someone coming in and helping to activate you, or you help activate each other, because it's always both ways, right? You're definitely helping activate each other, but it's like something about your connection to this person frees you in some way and advances you in your mission in a way that you were not anticipating would happen for another like 5 to 10 years. So that's exciting. I love that. Love that for you, group 1. Yeah, you've got a very significant person coming into your life. They might have already just entered your life. It feels new. It feels new as I'm tuning in. So it might be new to you as you're watching this video, or it might be something that still hasn't actually come into your life yet. But I'm seeing somebody coming in and they're going to help you. They're going to help you, like it's almost like a bridge. They're going to help bridge you to the next part of your mission. And that is the missing piece, where you thought, like, looking at your mission, you're like, well, you know what? You know, getting from this place to this place, it's going to take me like 10 years or 5 years or something. And Spirit's saying, well, actually there's a bridge coming through and it's going to accelerate you. So it's going to only take you 1 or 2 years or 3 years or something. Like, it's going to really condense something. And they're going to be like a bridge over to the next part of your mission. Your relationship with this person is very helpful, and it helps you leave some kind of collective consciousness behind so that you don't feel like you're straddling new earth and old earth, okay? You're going to feel a lot less like you're straddling new earth and old earth, and that you're a lot more in touch with the new earth frequency and timeline and your mission to do with the new earth. Like, you really are connected to the new earth, group 1. And for some of you, it hasn't fully downloaded yet, but you will. It will. It's in you. This is a critical time as well. I'm just being told this right now. This is a critical time for the new earth. Like, we have to align. We have to align. We have to do what it takes, you guys. And it really is helpful when we have a community. You know, new earth is a lot about community. So I do see community coming in for you over the next few years, but there's something very pivotal, like I said, about 2025, where there's a bridge appearing, and it's going to move you from one space of being to another. It's going to relocate you energetically, spiritually, and then physically, because when we relocate energetically, we always relocate physically. That's what just happened to me. That's why I'm in a new location, because I did so much accelerated work that I had to leave the place I was at. It's kind of funny. Anyway, it's a massive blessing and miracle, by the way. So I'm super happy about it. But yeah, so it's just like, sometimes this happens. So anyway, you are going to have like a bridge happen, right? It's going to like spring out. It's going to be like a freaking miracle where, like I said, you thought you were on your own. You thought you were going to lone wolf it. And that life would just be kind of challenging, and it would be little results, and it would be pretty hard and tough, and things would just stay the way they are. Well, it's about to change, okay? It's about to change in a very beautiful, loving, miraculous way that you're definitely going to be happy about. So I'm coming back to your card at the end of your reading, and I'm feeling like now I'm really seeing this as hold your vision for the new earth. Hold your vision for the new earth, group 1. You're here for a reason, okay? I know that old earth can feel really all-consuming, and it can feel dense and like this is the only thing that's here, but it's not true. And I really feel like 2025 is a time where all of us who have incarnated onto this earth for the new earth are really going to start to strengthen in our bonds with each other, and really start to come together in mission work and in support, energetic support for one another. I really feel like things are changing. So hold your vision for the new earth, group 1. Like, seriously, hold your vision for the new earth. And in 2025, it's not going to feel like such a struggle to hold that frequency, right? I know it can feel so hard, like I said, pushing a boulder up a hill when you're dealing with this 3D karmic shit that's just like never ending. But you will be getting progress. You will be making progress, and more progress than you actually anticipated for 2025, like a lot more progress, and a lot more support in the 3D, especially from that one person that then I see leads to more of a community energy as well. So your relationship patterns are changing a lot in 2025. I think that's the strongest thing that's come through, because I kept using relationship as an example, and that's a little hint from Spirit that it's probably to do with relationships for you as well. And keep in mind that relationships can also include our workplaces, because there's obviously a huge relational aspect to workplaces as well, right? Huge. So your relationship karma in 2025, it's like you're finally getting the results of all of your hard work, of all of your healing, and it's going to really act as like a bridge to move you through to another place of being, a relocation energetically and then physically. Okay, so yeah, I'm feeling like your things will just have to change. It just has to change because of how much internal change has been happening, but in such a positive way, because it's pushing you further and further into alignment, like even more into alignment, into alignment, into alignment. And you're going to really understand like the importance of our choices to do with how we get ourselves into alignment. And you're going to feel really empowered about that, really empowered about the right choices to make, and okay about making certain sacrifices to give up certain things that are not in alignment with the new earth. So your mission is going to be the most powerful sort of focus for you in 2025, because you're downloading so much. And like I said, the new earth came through so much for you in this reading, so it's like, if you haven't already downloaded your mission in relationship with the new earth, you will be, okay? I really feel like you must be, because it's come through so strongly. So hold your vision. You got this. And you got a lot of support coming in for your mission, okay? Sending you so much love, group 1, and yeah, good luck in 2025. Hey group 2, so you chose meditate and contemplate new moon in Pisces, and I'm not going to hold the card up for the whole reading, I'm sorry, but it's just too painful. I think you're going to have a really chill 2025, okay? And I feel like you need it. You need it, okay? You've been working a lot, you've been working really hard, you've been putting a lot of effort in, you've been doing a lot, you've been doing too much actually. A little bit of burnout here, okay? A little bit of burnout, okay? A lot of burnout for some of you, a lot of burnout. You are changing the way that you do things in 2025 so that it makes it easier to cope with, so that there's not any emotional overwhelm. It's like you're working smarter, not harder, okay, in 2025. You're going to find ways, like shortcuts, like Spirit's going to show you shortcuts so that your work isn't taking as long, or you're like not having to work as hard. You're going to be able to rest more. You're going to be able to meditate more. You're going to be able to just contemplate and be and have Spirit download things, instead of being so busy and so hectic that there's like no time just to commune with Spirit, right? That's a huge shift happening, is like your relationship with Spirit, and the shift that's occurring in 2025 is like you're prioritizing spirituality, or Spirit's prioritizing it for you. Okay, so certain things about the physical world is going to actually be like kind of organized for you. Okay, so you might have some kind of a situation where you're allowed to live there for free, right? Or you're allowed to work less hours but make more money somehow, or you figure out some kind of passive income so that you can just have more free time in general, okay? Because I'm seeing that you have actually upgraded. This is great news. You've upgraded group 2. You've upgraded recently. And this is why certain things that you've been trying might not have been working out anymore. And it might have been frustrating, because you're like, why isn't this thing just working out? I could always just get this thing to work out, and now I can't. You know, like you could always just get yourself to make enough money by like pushing yourself to the, like working yourself to the bone kind of thing. And that was how you made your abundance. And then it's like you keep doing that, but you're not getting the same results. And you're like, why can't I do this? This is how I always made money. What's going on? Okay, well, it's because you upgraded spiritually. So Spirit's asking you to use a different pattern, use a different way of getting your needs met, because you don't actually have to use that old template before. And there's something about that old template that was kind of born out of a little bit of like a desperation energy, okay? And Spirit's saying like, you're better than that. You're actually a master manifester. You have a strong connection to manifestational energies. You don't have to work through the energy of desperation or poverty or whatever, scarcity. So you're having that upgrade happen. You've already been having it happen, right? But in 2025, it's going to be more of a materialization of this upgrade, where it's like you're going to start implementing new ways of doing things and new ways of getting results. And like I said, the main focus here seems to be on easefulness. Things can manifest in a way that's easier, you know? They can. So it's sort of like you're letting yourself walk the path of ease now, okay? And it's only because you hit a dead end in the energy that you were working with. You hit a dead end, you hit burnout, you hit some kind of roadblock, or Spirit put a block in and was like, we're not letting you do this anymore. Because sometimes Spirit does that to us. You can't go down this path anymore, and it makes our path very clear, right? We have to go down another way. We have to choose another way. So you're kind of being forced into change right now. It's what you've been going through, and it's for your highest good. It's because you're upgrading. You're like upgrading, and your whole life is going to upgrade. And Spirit's like, hey, something else is available, right? It's like Spirit's trying to get your attention to show you something else is available. Because I'm kind of seeing someone with their like head down, their headphones on. It's like they're working, and they're not open to like the signs and the messages from the universe around them, being like, hey, there's another way. There's an easier way. Hey, this new opportunity opened up. Do you want to check this out instead? Because it's a way better one. You know, and it's like you were just so focused on what was in front of you that you kind of missed those like hints from the universe. So Spirit had to come and like put a roadblock right in front of you and be like, sorry, but there's something else over here though. And so it's like Spirit's like, come on. Like Spirit wants you to like focus on the thing over here, the good thing over here that's still got your back, right? Like Spirit doesn't want you to feel like the universe doesn't have your back in all of this. Because sometimes when things are taken away, or when there's a roadblock, it can feel like, you know, we get triggered, right? We can get triggered, and we can be like, oh my God, I'm being abandoned or whatever. And Spirit's like, no, we're not abandoning you. We're helping you. We want to help you. So it's very positive. You're going to feel very blessed, and you're going to be able to work a little bit more into the energies of the divine feminine, okay? So it doesn't matter about your gender or whatever like that. It's just about the energy more from manifesting from a place of ease and flow, rather than from a place of hard work. And both are relevant, okay? Like we need both in life, but you've been in the masculine energy almost to an imbalance, or almost to a detriment to your feminine, okay? So really, this feminine focus is just bringing your energy back into balance. It's kind of like bringing the scales back into the right balance, right? Because things were like really, really dominant over here onto the masculine, whichever way. I don't know what I'm you know what I'm saying. It was really dominant over in the masculine, and you were like only manifesting from the masculine, meaning you only trusted to manifest from, I can only manifest something if I physically do this thing. Like, you know, I can only manifest money if I work this amount of hours, right? And then it's like, well, Spirit's like, well, you know what? There's another path where you could manifest money in a really easy way, this way. So yeah, it's a massive upgrade. It's going to lead to more abundance. It's going to lead to more free time. It's going to lead to more easeful life, and it's going to lead to a more closer connection with Spirit. And you chose this Pisces card, right? And Pisces is the most like flowing, gentle energy. I love Pisces energy. But it's also really abundant energy. Like Pisces are really good at manifesting abundance because they're really good at just like flowing with things and moving with that receptive feminine energy that the universe is always guiding us with. And it's really, the Pisces energy is really good at trusting in the unknown, trusting in the process as it's unfolding, trusting that things might not always be as they appear on the outside, right? Like a disaster might be a blessing in disguise. It might be manifesting you into something even better than you thought was possible. So that's what I'm seeing happening. It's like maybe some things might be a little bit blocked off for you, okay, in 2025. Like you might find like, or you're forced to change jobs, or you're forced to move house, or you're forced to, I don't know, confront some kind of dysfunctional relationship. And so you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm just losing all this stuff, or all this stuff keeps getting taken away from me, or whatever. The Spirit's saying like, no, it's because your life is being rearranged, but in a way that's in the best possible way for you. Like it's going to result in the best possible way for you, the best possible results for you, this rearrangement of your life. So if things are ending, or if there's any kind of blocks in your path, roadblocks, or things ending, or things that are dead ends that you thought was going to continue, like Spirit's saying to try to have grace, try to have patience, try to have an open perspective as things are unfolding, because it's probably not as it seems. It's almost definitely not as it seems, okay? It's actually way better than that. So you can have confidence in yourself. Like I'm kind of feeling as well now an energy of like you're going to be a lot more successful, and it's because you're not trying as hard. It's so funny. It's like you stop trying so hard, and it leads you to have way more success, way more abundance, way more opportunities, way more of the results that you were trying to work so hard for in the first place. Like it's so counterintuitive that I feel like you might almost be a little bit annoyed at the universe, because you're like, Spirit, seriously, I was working so hard and this is all it was that I had to do. Why didn't you just tell me sooner? And it's like, Spirit's like, well, I was trying to get through to you for ages, but you weren't listening, so I had to put this massive roadblock in your way to get your attention. And like I said, for some of you guys, you're already experiencing that. You're already experiencing the sense of like, I think I need to change what I'm doing. I think this might not be working as well as I thought. I think I'd have to change now. So change is your friend in 2025, okay? Change is your friend in 2025. There is no need to fear change, because when change is happening for you in 2025, it's for your highest and greatest good. And it's truly moving you to a place that's way better. Like, I feel like for a lot of you guys, if you are ambitious, okay, because I'm getting a little bit of an ambition energy here now, okay, I'm getting ambitious, I'm getting an ambitious energy from you, where you're ambitious about something, a dream, a profession, a livelihood, a job. Okay, I'm feeling ambition, okay. It's going to be so interesting to you that when you let go of that extreme like sense of hard work is when you become the most successful. It's like when you really can let go of that stranglehold you have over your routine or your schedule or the amount of hours that you work or the amount of money that you make or and it's like you try a different approach, you try a more flowing approach, or you try something that Spirit's showing you that you're like, is this really going to work out? And it's like, whoa, it really works out. It really carries you forwards in some kind of a way. So I'm seeing like you're actually going to become more successful. Even at first, if it feels like, okay, so it's sort of like I'm feeling like you've been wondering about your success. Like you've been like, well, I'm not as successful as I want to be. Something like this, because I feel like you're ambitious, right? Which is amazing, but it's like you're ambitious and yet you're not really happy with the results that you're getting, which is not a great combo. Yeah, so Spirit's saying that it's like you're going to be rerouted, and the success that you're going to feel is going to like be really worth it, dude. It's definitely going to be worth it, and you're going to feel a sense of your ambitiousness is justified, okay? Because I feel like maybe sometimes you were like, am I crazy? Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Because I really think that I could make it here, or I really think that I could, get to the top of this industry or whatever. And Spirit's like, you're not crazy, okay? You're not crazy. You just got to work with Spirit. You got to co-create with Spirit. You got to make sure that you're in balance with masculine and feminine energies so that manifestation can flow through you and to you. Whereas before you were heads down, so working that you were missing the signs and the cues from the universe, where they were like, take a break, have a rest day, try this thing over here. And it was like you had your headphones in, you're like working and you're not listening. So you're going to be successful in 2025, okay? This is something Spirit wants you to know. And you're going to realize something about your dreams, something about your ambition, your most ambitious and daring dream that you have ever dared to dream. The one that you doubt. The one that you're like, is this really possible? The one that you're really like, oh, sometimes about, right? Something about being really in touch with that in 2025, where you're going to be like, it's going to feel closer than ever. It's going to feel tangible in a way that it hasn't before. It's going to be feel tangible in a way that it hasn't before. And you're going to start to realize, like, wait, I'm not actually crazy. I'm intuitive. I'm intuitive. I'm not crazy. And it's going to feel really good, group 2. It's going to feel really good because you're going to feel like a lot of a sense of hope. Like I just saw the star card in my head. So the star. So this could also be about you being on the stage in some way or getting some kind of societal recognition, public recognition. Because the star to me can be very much like a stage presence. So you could have some kind of a element to your work, your ambition that puts you into the spotlight in some way, okay? And your confidence as well, group 2, majorly skyrocketing in 2025. And it's so funny because it's like everything in your life is getting rearranged, okay? It's like your work is getting rearranged, which is rearranging your free time, which is rearranging the way that you commune with spirit, which is rearranging the way you get downloads and intuitive hits and take action. And it's like everything's rearranging. And it's rearranging in a way that you're going to feel a lot more embodied and emboldened. I also heard emboldened. So it's like more bold, like instead of feeling that sense of self-doubt or dread about your dreams, like being like, is this really possible, right? It's like you're going to actually be like, wait a minute, this is possible. I'm on my path. I'm on my path to my dreams. So yeah. I do feel a lot of newness for you in 2025 though. Like it's techniques or tactics that you haven't really done before, you haven't used them before, you haven't tried it out before. It's like new to you. The way that you're doing things is new to you. It's different, it's new, it's better. It's definitely better, but it's new, it's different, it's new. It might feel uncomfortable. Like I really feel this sense of like you might be rerouted in some way on your path. Like I feel like for you it's very career or mission, because like for some people your spiritual mission is your career, right? For you, I feel like it is, definitely. So it's career, but it's spiritual mission, like interwoven. I feel like this is the focus for you in 2025 in terms of success, okay? In terms of your biggest success, the biggest highlight Spirit wants to talk about. Like group 1 was more relationships, group 2 I'm feeling more career, and you in the spotlight, you getting recognition, maybe in a way you have not been receiving it before, because I'm feeling a lot of new energy. And like I said, yeah, it might be at first like something feels like it's really unfair, like you can't continue working in some way. Like at first it might feel unfair, like you feel like you're being blocked off from a certain path, a certain way of doing things that you've always done it, and you're like, this is so unfair. Like, why are you doing this to me, Spirit? Why is the universe blocking me from this? Like, I would just need to keep going. Come on, I need to keep going. I need to keep working. I need to keep making money. I need to keep doing this. So at first it might be like the rerouting might be a little bit like, what the heck is this? Like, this is so unfair. And the Pisces energy, it's like you might feel a bit victimized by it. You might be like, I'm the victim. This is so unfair, Spirit. What the hell? But very quickly, things are going to start rearranging themselves around you, and you're going to be like, wait a minute, this is like one of the best things ever happened to me. This is a massive miracle. So it might be a bit of a blessing in disguise. Keep that in mind, group 2, because you're so ambitious and you're so focused on success in a very linear way that you might be like, Spirit, you're taking me on a detour. Like, how is this going to lead me to my success? But it's like, actually, it's a shortcut. It's a shortcut to a way better way of doing things. The confidence, though, it keeps coming through. You're going to be embodied in a way that you haven't been before, like embodied in your physical body. So you might be feeling a lot better about your physical body, about your appearance, like letting go of any kind of insecurities kind of stuff, because I'm just feeling a lot of confidence, even like a sexuality coming through you into the world that's like very strong and embodied and like easeful. Like it's just easy for you to kind of embody it. again, I keep seeing the focus for you as career. Like, maybe it's because you're already in a relationship, or maybe that's just you. Like, you're just really career focused, you know, everyone has different things. Or it could be your mission is your career. So it's like, of course, Spirit's going to be on your back about your mission. So it's like, it's your career as well. Like, a lot of you guys, I'm getting that. Like, especially if you work in some kind of performing arts in some way, or you're online or on the stage in some way. Like, yeah, I just really feel like it's your mission. Like, the star energy I'm getting shown again, like the star energy is really your mission to be seen and like shine a spiritual light into the world. Shine a spiritual light into the world. It's very beautiful, yeah. But it will be a little bit out of your comfort zone at first, okay? And Spirit wants to warn you about that, so that it probably still won't make it that much easier. But it won't take long. I mean, you might have a little bit of a tantrum, right? But it won't take long until things really work out so well that you're kind of just going to be like, okay then, I accept it. I did take a little break to like cool down because it was getting so hot in this room. So I feel like that is kind of a message though. It's like you might need to take more breaks in 2025, group 2. Like, there might be a sense of rest, you know, because meditate and contemplate, right? It's a very like chilled out, restful kind of energy. And I keep getting the same thing for you, where it's like I just see you working really hard, working really hard. And it's like, where is the balance? Where is it? And I actually feel like it's probably something that maybe did actually work for you for a long time, which is why you're resistant to letting it go, because you're like, but it works, Spirit, but it worked so well for me, but I got so much success from it, but I got it this far from it. So it's like you're hesitant to try something new. You're hesitant to let go of an old approach to something in order to let innovation take over. So the universe is kind of doing it for you, okay? The universe is making your life easier and organizing it for you, and you're going to be swept along for the ride. So Spirit's saying trust in the divine in 2025, okay? Because the divine is really working for you, working through you. And you might need to trust, okay? It might be a sense of like needing to trust more, needing to have more faith, or having tests of faith happen. But ultimately your faith will be renewed. Like, you're going to, whatever ends up changing for you, okay? Whatever it is, how it changes, what changes, whatever it is, you're going to be so grateful for it. You're going to be like, this is so much better than how I was before, how I was doing things before. And for whatever reason you had kind of like your blinkers on, is that what they call it? You had some kind of block in like your vision to be able to see this opportunity that's actually already been here for you. So the universe is kind of having to like reroute you, so you just like end up walking into this opportunity, because there's something about it that's really like, Spirit's heard your prayers, okay? Spirit knows that you really want to be successful in a certain area, or in a certain way, or in a certain thing, okay? Spirit hears you, Spirit sees you, Spirit loves you. Spirit hears you, Spirit sees you, Spirit loves you. Seriously, Spirit wants you to know that. Okay, but you've been working towards that success in some kind of a fashion that has meant that it actually has kind of been blocked from coming in, you know? So now the rerouting thing, it's totally changing your experience of success, totally changing your experience of, like, I even heard fame, okay? Fame and fortune, like the star card for some of you is in your destiny to become famous in some way, okay? Whatever that means to you. Yeah, and a lot of you guys probably already know about it, because I'm just seeing a lot of you maybe already working in some kind of a field that involves being on the stage, putting yourself out there in some way. So you're going to be getting a lot more recognition, and it's going to be happening a lot easier, right? A lot easier and a lot less 3D. A lot less 3D. With the Pisces energy, hardly 3D at all. And Spirit's saying you've almost like forgotten a little bit how spiritual you are, okay? How tapped into spirit you are, how good at manifesting you are, because you were trying to do something based off of the 3D script, right? The 3D script, the matrix tells you if you want to be successful, you have to put in this many hours in this certain way, in this way, da da da. And it's like you were just trying to do the script. You were trying to just do the thing that is like the way that you do it to get the success. And Spirit's like, hello, remember you're a multidimensional being? Remember that? Remember how you're a multidimensional being? Hey. And you're like, Spirit, I can't talk to you right now. I'm working here in the 3D. And Spirit's like, well, I've got some news for you. I've got some really good news for you. It's about moving your energy up into those higher dimensions so that things can actually start to manifest, not only easier, but quicker. So in 2025, group number 2, you are going to be having more spare time in the best kind of way possible, okay? Not in a way where it's like boring, in a way where it's like spiritually aligned and fulfilling for you to connect and commune with Spirit more, okay? And I'm being reminded of this thing where it's like, Spirit showing me, it's like as we move up in our consciousness level, we actually move up in the amount of free time that we have available to ourselves and the amount of money and resources we have available to ourselves. So the more higher consciousness we are, the less we have to work. Isn't that nice? So you are going to be like, this is manifesting from you becoming a higher consciousness being, okay? So don't feel like it's some kind of negative thing that's happening where you're like, oh my God, I can't work as much as I used to. This is so unfair. It's a result of your consciousness evolving, expanding, and upgrading. So success is on the cards for you in 2025. And it will come from doing things in a different way, from innovation, okay? It will 100% come from innovation. It's not going to come from doing the same thing you've already been doing, because I already feel like most of you have been getting messages telling you like, hey, this thing isn't working so well anymore. Or something that you always got results in has started to become slow or slowed down, or you don't enjoy it as much, or you don't have as much energy for it, or whatever it is. Those are signs from the universe being like, hey, maybe there's a different way. Maybe it's time to innovate, you know? So, abundance, success in your career, in your mission, really, really highlighted for you in 2025. Did I say 2024? I hope not. 2025, as in like before. Things moving forwards for you, a lot of success, a lot of notoriety, a lot of fame, but through the energy of the Divine Feminine, okay? So you're actually going to be more successful by working less hours. All right. Well, I'm glad that you agree. Anyway, group 2, I'm sending you so much love for your path, and yeah, good luck for 2025, okay? Okay, so group number 3, major breakthrough energy for you in 2025, okay? And it's to do with your confidence and your self-image. And, you know, this really overflows and impacts every aspect of your life. And I'm not going to hold the card the whole time, I'm sorry, but it's just too much. Confidence overflows into every single area of your life, okay? Because if we're not confident, then we can't really like meet new people, right? Because we feel ashamed of ourselves and we're like, well, I can't really tell them what I'm really doing, what I'm really up to, or who I really am, because they won't like me, or they'll think I'm lame, or they'll think I'm a loser, and da-da-da-da-da. Like, I'm just getting a lot of like shedding the skin, shedding layers of self-doubt, shedding layers of like limiting beliefs about yourself, about how lovable you are, about how worthy you are, about your self-image, seeing yourself differently in 2025. And like I said, this impacts every single area of your life. Everything matters, and everything's impacted by confidence. So yeah, you're going to be feeling a lot of confidence in yourself and a lot of limiting beliefs like going, just leaving, just not being relevant anymore. And I think that there will be kind of key things that help you to alchemize this. There will be key things to come in that will help you alchemize this shame, or alchemize this low self-image stuff, this sense of like not having confidence in yourself. Like, it comes from trauma, right? It doesn't come from spirit. It's not true. It's not true in any way. It's not a reflection of who you really are. It's actually an illusion and a distortion that usually stems from shame, a feeling of not feeling good enough in the world. And like I said, shame is crippling, or like a low self-image is crippling because it, like low self-esteem, right? It impacts every area of your life. It impacts relationships. It impacts workplace. It impacts your abundance. It impacts your just sense of like self-love, self-care, your choices, the things that you choose to put up with or not put up with, the things that you choose to settle for or not settle for. Like this is the kind of like, it's huge. Like this change, like for group 1 it was relationships, for group 2 it was more like career and success and stuff. For you, group 3, it's an everything. It's an everything. Yeah, okay? Because it's something changing from the inside out, right? Rather than like a specific life area that's really getting a glow up, I'm seeing all of you getting a glow up. All of you. Like every aspect of your life glowing up, including your appearance. Just because, and it doesn't mean that your appearance even has to change, because I'm really not saying that. I'm saying that it's like the way that you feel about your appearance changes. And then it's like, oh, it's like you got a whole new appearance. And the way you feel about yourself changes, which means that you can change the way that you show up in relationships, which means that you can change the kinds of people that you have in your life, which means that you can change the kinds of opportunities that you attract, which means that you can change the kind of workplace that you work out, the kind of way that you make money, the kind of way that you receive abundance. Wow, it's getting a glow up in every single area of your life. Group 1, group 3, group 3, group 1, group 3. Some of you are watching from group 1, group 3. Yeah, so I love this for you, group 3, because it just feels like really all encompassing, like every single aspect of your life getting a glow up, getting better. And I'm always feeling like you have lived a lot of time in this feeling of like not feeling good enough or feeling held back in your life because you didn't see yourself through the eyes of love enough, right? You're looking at your life through the eyes of fear or through the eyes of shame, which distorts the way that you can perceive and receive, the way you can perceive yourself and the way you can receive things in life. Because we can have the most amazing person who wants to be our friend or wants to be with us, but if we feel like we're not good enough or we're not lovable, then we'll do something, to like kind of like push that person away, right? It's this kind of energy where it's like when we have these kinds of limiting beliefs or this toxic trauma, it blocks the flow of goodness. It blocks the flow of goodness. So you've been doing so much inner work, group 3. Like Spirit really wants to acknowledge that you've been doing so much inner work, like so much, like so much inner work. Congratulations, because you're going to be going through a glow up, okay? Like I'm feeling like for a lot of you guys as well, it's like the way that you look is going to change. I'm seeing a face in the tree. Do you guys see faces in trees sometimes? I swear when I'm really tapped in, I start seeing faces in trees. Like I start seeing faces everywhere, but especially in trees. And there's a tree looking at me right now. It's a really nice one as well. I like it. So anyway, your appearance might actually be changing. It might actually change because maybe that's something you would like. Sometimes we do like to modify our avatar a little bit. But the main thing that's changing is the way that you're working with what you have already. And the message Spirit really wants to come through with is not so much that like you need to change to be lovable, right? It's the opposite. It's like you are already lovable as you are. You are already beautiful as you are. You're already enough as you are. And it's sort of like you're starting to realize that and like wake up to that and be like, wait a minute, I can already work with what I got. I can already do amazing things with what I already have right here, because it's a change in perception. It's a change in attitude. And it's a change in the self-image, the image of the self, which is so linked into limiting beliefs, right? Limiting beliefs like I could never do that, or I could never do this, or I'm not good at that, or I'm not good at this, whatever. So confidence is your key to success, but it's like a key. It's like unlocking worlds for you, group 3. Like this confidence is like a key, and it's unlocking like every aspect of your life is opening up, and everything becomes easier. Like just moving around the world in your physical avatar is going to feel easier. So for a lot of you guys, it could actually be physical health changes or a sense of like glowing up in your appearance or in your health in some way, because I keep getting shown that it's like the way that you move through the world feels different to you. You feel more confident, or you feel more easeful, or you feel more flow. It's like kind of like the difference between, things change our self-image, right? Like if you're feeling really, shit about yourself that day, or you're feeling really sick or something, and you just go to the shops in like your trackies and you're just feeling kind of like run down, and you haven't showered and you're just like, I feel gross, right? versus if you're all dressed up and you're feeling really good about yourself and you're like, wait a minute, I kind of like this, you know, and then you walk into a shop. It's like, that's what I'm saying about, it's like, it's a different avatar experience in a good way. And it doesn't necessarily have to be that you need to change, okay? Because I really don't want you to get that message from what I'm trying to say, okay? Because that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say that you need to change, because in actual fact, your spirit guides are trying to get you to recognize the beauty and the perfection that you already are right now. You're already that. You're already enough. And you can already work with what you have in new and different ways so that it's not as painful to be you. I'm almost getting a sense from you, group 3, that it's like things have been repressed, like energy has kind of been repressed in you, and it's almost going to be like shooting out of you in 2025. Like I'm seeing a shooting star. Oh, you know, like a slingshot, how like things get pulled back and then it's like released and it's like poof, and it goes really fast and really far. It's like that. It's like things have been kind of repressed in you, like your sense of self, your sense of love for yourself, or your sense of confidence in who you are already. And yeah, it's like almost like a bit of a pendulum swing, okay? And this is common in the universe when things have been a little bit out of balance. Like if you've been a little bit too in this energy of low self-esteem, right? Well, when you swing and pendulum into confidence, you might feel like I'm seeing the King of Wands. It's like you might feel like, okay, so the King of Wands can sometimes be a little bit known as like a little bit of a, what's the right word? Arrogant, okay? It's like you might feel like, oh my God, I'm so confident that I'm like, am I arrogant? Am I like coming across as like really cocky or really rude or really full of myself or really narcissistic? Or like you might be having some insecurities about how differently you're experiencing yourself in the world, because you're coming from almost like an 8 of Swords energy of like having limiting beliefs, clouding your vision of yourself and of your life and what's possible for you. And let me tell you, like shame distorts reality so freaking badly, you guys. It's so crazy how much it distorts reality. Like when we're feeling shame, which again can be defined as kind of like the I'm not good enough feeling. I'm not thin enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not successful enough. I haven't got enough. I haven't done enough. I don't have enough time. Jesus. So intense. But it's like when you're coming from that place, it's like so distorting. It's so distorting of what is reality. Like you're not seeing things clearly because it 100% distorts things, versus when you're feeling really tapped in to spirit, to joy, to love, to truth. It's a totally different way of seeing the world and seeing yourself and seeing what's possible for you. So for some reason, and you might know the reason, okay? But for some reason in 2025, like some kind of chains are being released. Like you're being freed, and there's a beautiful horse running past. So it's like you're being freed, group 3. You're being freed. Freedom from some kind of chains, and it's like you're going to be running. You're like, I'm not freaking slowing down. I got to keep running. Like this feels so good, right? It's kind of like, imagine a horse was tied up in a paddock and then they're just free to roam, and they're like, oh, let me go, let me run, let me experience life again. It's like that. It's like you've been chained up, you've been tied down, you've been restricted in some way with your beliefs, with your self-image, with your low self-esteem, with shame, with trauma, with all of these things that are very, very real and not to be, you know, minimized. But I'm just seeing like something shifting, some kind of a pendulum. Boom, you're on the other side of something. You're free now. You're not chained anymore. And so you're like, yeah, I'm going to run. So Spirit's saying, don't worry if at times in 2025 you feel arrogant, okay? And trust me, I don't usually tell people this, okay? This is not a common message that I would tell somebody, because obviously arrogance is not the funnest thing to encounter. But what I'm seeing is that you are on such a pendulum swing that your perception of yourself might not be really accurate yet. As in, like, you might think you're being really arrogant when you're actually just being an appropriate level of confident, okay, about something. Or you might feel like you're being really, really selfish when you're actually just being a very appropriate level of self-focused, you know? So it's like, Spirit's saying that because things have been out of balance, like I said, something was repressed, something was pulled back, and you're being slingshot forwards in some way, you're being freed, you're able to run like the horse, you're able to run. Freedom. running, freedom. Like, it just feels so good. And Spirit's like, don't stop yourself mid-run and be like, oh, am I running right? Is this run too much, guys? Should I slow it down? Oh gosh, sorry. You know, like, Spirit's like, no, just run, just go. Just let yourself be free. Just let yourself enjoy it. Like, close your eyes and run, you know? Enough of the self-analysis, enough of the self-criticism. So you're really going to be given some kind of a runway and some kind of a way that you're able to move forwards now. Like, I really feel this for you, group 3. Like, I really do. And I feel like some of you guys listening to this reading right now, you're like, Bridget, come on. Nothing's going to change. Come on, really? But it is. Like, I really feel this for you. I feel like something very much is changing for you in 2025. The energy is really picking up momentum. It's changing. And Spirit's saying to just go for it. And like I said, you might sometimes feel like I'm being selfish. I'm feeling entitled. I'm feeling this is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. Like, you might have these echoes of that self-policing stuff coming in where you're like, this is wrong. I'm too much. I'm not good enough. I'm da-da-da. And Spirit's saying just observe it, but let it go. Okay? Because you're really getting into alignment with this. You're really moving into alignment with this. And there's sort of like Spirit saying the only thing that was blocking you in life was yourself. Like, and I know that's frustrating to hear because it's all us, right? But Spirit's saying, like, it's all like the Eight of Swords, right? It's like it's inside your own head. It's inside your own head. That's what the Eight of Swords is. It's about things that aren't actually real. Beliefs we have, like, oh, no one loves me, or if someone knew the real me, they wouldn't love me. Well, think again, okay? Think again. I literally had this experience the other day, you guys. I have a new friend. I know you guys, it's been so nice to have a friend, seriously, a spiritual friend. I have a new friend, and I shared with them some stuff about my life that I felt like if people really knew this about me, maybe they wouldn't want to be my friend because I just felt like I wasn't good enough or whatever. And she was like, you know what? I love you more. I love you more. I don't love you less. I love you more for knowing this. Okay, so it's so healing. And it's like, this is the energy that I'm getting for you. It's like all of this stuff, right? These limiting beliefs, like if someone really knew me, they wouldn't love me. Think again, they'd actually love you more, okay? And this is the experience that you're about to have in 2025 over and over and over and over again. And the reason is because the repetition helps to break down the trauma patterns and the trauma load. Like, it's literally physically stored in the vessel, right? I'm seeing huge purging, seeing huge like release from trauma, release from chains, release from physical health chains as well. It's really interesting, group 3, because I keep being shown this image of someone running, like the horse was running, and usually they're just walking around here, so it was running. And it's like, there's something about that where it's like, you might feel like, okay, so you have to watch out for your self-sabotaging tendencies in 2025 because you're going to be really successful. You're going to be more successful, like I said, in every area of your life, even just in the way that you go to the supermarket. You're going to be feeling successful. Okay, you're going to be like, yeah, I'm successful. Yeah. I love it. The thing is that I love this for you, and your guides love this for you, and this is why they don't want you to be like, oh no, I'm being too much, and start to like censor yourself again, or start to like put yourself down, or like limit yourself or whatever. Because I'm always seeing this energy, right? Imagine like you're climbing up a mountain, and okay, change that. Imagine there's a mountain race, okay? And there's like all of this group of people, they're all racing together, and they're at the bottom of the mountain. And it's like, the goal is to win the race, right? Right? That's the goal of a race. So the goal is to win the race. So it's like the thing goes off and everyone starts running, and they're running up this mountain, and you're there and you're in the race, and you're realizing like, wait a minute, I'm winning this race. And you're looking around and you're like, this is too easy. How am I really at the start? How am I at like the lead of this race? I'm just like winning this race. And you just keep going, and you just keep being in the lead, and you keep being in the lead, and you're like, and you get to this point where you're like almost there, you're almost at that finish line, and you're like, maybe I should just go back. Maybe I should just check, like, is this the right way? Have I gone somewhere wrong? Like, I surely can't be winning, right? This can't be true. Like, I can't be the one to win, right? And it's almost like you might have this part of you that wants to like go turn back and like go check, like, hey guys, is this the right way? Or like, how's everyone else doing? And Spirit's like, no, keep going, win the race, you deserve it, you deserve to win, come on, let yourself win. And that's the energy I'm getting, where it's like, this part of you might want to come up and like pull back again and be like, no, this is too much, or I'm too confident, I'm too arrogant, I'm too selfish, I'm too this, I'm too that, I'm too blah, blah, blah. And it's like, Spirit's like, go for it, just run, like get to the top, like let yourself be free. Because there's almost a sort of thing of like, a part of you might feel like this is so different that you're like, maybe I should just go back to where I was chained up, you know, by the fence, like the horse. Imagine a horse is like chained up, like hopefully not chained up, but you know, like tied up on a fence in a paddock. And then they're able to be free and to go wherever they want. But they're like, you know what? I'm just going to hang out in this paddock still. It's you know, it's good enough for me. It's fine. And Spirit's like, no, it's not. Come on. Go explore. Be free. Let yourself be free. Because seriously, like on the other side of the unknown, I'm just seeing so much beautiful potential and possibility for you, for your life. Like all of the things that you know that you're capable of. This is really like the beginning, is like letting yourself go, letting yourself run. Like when you're free, letting yourself run. Don't go back and check if everyone's okay, or if you're on the right path, or is everyone else okay with me being this successful? Should I censor myself again? Should I modify this thing because maybe this person doesn't like it? It's like, no, just go, just be free, just enjoy it. Free as a bird as well is what I'm getting, like just fly, you know, because when someone has gone through trauma, right, and I think most of us have, I mean, I don't know, maybe not, maybe I just attract a lot of people who have, but I feel like group 3, you've gone through some kind of trauma in your life, okay, and it was probably like pretty long ago, or, you know, early childhood sort of stuff, right, because this is the early childhood stuff is what shapes our belief systems, is what I'm trying to say. And I'm seeing that you've had some kind of limiting beliefs about yourself, like not feeling good enough and da-da-da. And when we have this trauma, we can have these tendencies to self-sabotage, and it's extremely subconscious. It's not conscious at all, so don't be hard on yourself for it. It's something that we have to overcome through releasing trauma. But when we are successful in life, when we have these big breaks, these lucky moments, that's when that self-sabotage stuff can really kick in and kick our butts. So it's important to be aware of that. Be aware of that. As your life is gaining momentum, as you are moving forwards, as things are moving, like working for you, as you're living more and more outside of limiting beliefs and limitations of your mind, there may be a tendency of, like I said, wanting to go back to the known or self-sabotaging. So Spirit wants you to know that it's like the way is forwards. That's why Spirit wants you to get to that top of the mountain. Don't run backwards. Don't run backwards and see if you're on the right track. Get to the top, get to the finish line, and win that race. Because there's something about this year that's important for you in terms of alignment, okay? There is so much, like there's something about alignment here. Like there's so much being offered to you, and Spirit kind of wants you to keep fighting for it. Keep fighting for yourself, even, I'm seeing. Keep fighting for what you want. Keep fighting for it, okay? Because like I said, there might be some kind of a tendency where it's like, I keep being shown you in the race, okay? You in the race in the mountaintop. And it's like, you're so far in the lead, you're doing so well that you're like doubting it. And you're like, this can't be right. I must be on the wrong track. I must have made a wrong turn. Because you never expected yourself to win or to be able to win. And Spirit's saying like, no, you have to win. You have to push yourself out of your comfort zone in that moment when you're like, I want to turn back. I want to just double check. Is everyone okay? Has someone like passed out? Am I in the wrong? Surely I'm in the wrong here. It's like that kind of energy. And Spirit's like, no, you are in the right, and keep running. Because at the top of that mountain is some kind of a new beginning for you. It's some kind of like a portal. Like you're creating like a portal through this energy of change, through this energy of momentum, through this energy of doing things differently. And because this portal feels so strong, it's almost like subconsciously you know that at the top of this mountain, at the end of this race, is a portal that will take you to the greatest expression of your life, to the greatest expression of your destiny. And you're almost like, holy shit, am I really ready for this? Is this really meant for me? And Spirit's like, yes, yes, yes. Capital yes, with many exclamation marks. Yes, it's 100% meant for you. You created it, okay? So it's almost like a portal that you're running towards this year, and Spirit's like, don't slow down. Don't slow down. Don't self-sabotage. Don't run backwards with some kind of an excuse as to why you have to run backwards instead of forwards. Like, no, go forwards always. And there is a portal that you will be going through into a new life, into a new beginning. It's very physical, it's very tangible, it's very everything. It's very all-encompassing. It's very much like every area of your life will be changing. Every area of your life will be changing, because when you change this much from the inside out, then everything has to change, basically. Everything does. So keep fighting, group 3. Keep fighting those limiting beliefs or those trauma stories or whatever it is that might want to hold you back this year coming, 2025, when you're reaching really new heights. Like, definitely new heights. Seriously new heights. To the point where, like, it would probably trigger anybody's self-sabotage wounding, okay? It would probably trigger anyone, okay? Spirit saying, so it's like very normal that you might feel like this. Especially because you're just gaining so much momentum. You're just like, I just keep seeing it. It's like you're building up so much speed. And maybe you're even like, can I even like handle this? Am I going too fast? Am I going to crash and burn? Is it going to be terrible? Maybe I should slow down. Spirit's like, don't slow down. Believe in yourself. 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 Your mantra for this year in 2025 needs to be like, I believe in myself. I can do this. I believe in myself. Because I'm just getting this sense of like, I don't know, like you're building up so much momentum that you're feeling like scared of it. Like, it's like, oh my God, this is too fast. This is too fast. This is too fast. Can I handle this? I don't know if I can handle this. And Spirit's like, yes, you can. You can. You can definitely handle this. And it's also like Spirit saying, not only can you handle it, but you deserve it. You deserve it because you created it. You worked for this. It was your hard work that got you to this point. It was your inner work that got you to this point that allowed this accelerated motion to be able to take place. So it's like, don't put the brakes on. This is what you worked so hard for. Let yourself fly. Let yourself soar. Let yourself reach new heights. Let yourself pick up so much momentum and speed that you're just like, you know, that you're just on this whole other plane. And there might be a sense actually that you might be leaving people behind, because I'm seeing this race. I'm seeing you running this race again. Spirit keeps bringing it back to this image of you running up this mountain and all these people behind you, and it's like you're winning the race and you're like, how is this possible? How am I winning this? And so there might be a sense of like you don't want to leave the others behind, right? You didn't think that you would outrun them. So that's a big thing, okay? Because I think that that's a big one. Like leaving, outgrowing people, outgrowing places, outgrowing things, that can feel really painful. So again, it's about rerouting yourself when you have those self-sabotaging things coming on, when you're like, I should just go back and like be with everyone else and not win anything, and it's fine, and I can just dim my light and be really small and play it safe and live in the chains that I've already broken free from. I'll just go back and chain myself up, guys. Don't worry about it. Spirit's like, don't you dare. Don't you dare. Because you've worked so hard for this and you deserve it. You deserve it. So yeah, it might take a little bit of getting used to this new momentum, this new speed in which you're living life at. But you will settle into it. You will settle into it, and it will get easier to maintain and to ground and to manage, and it won't feel so out of control or new or weird or, you know, is this really for me? Is this really mine? It's like you're going to really start to embody this King of Wands energy where you're like, I'm claiming this. I don't care anymore. I'm just going to claim it. And you're claiming yourself and you're claiming your life. It's a huge shedding, group 3. Like, people aren't going to recognize you anymore. I would not be surprised if you did have some things that you had to leave behind in 2025, or at least by the end of 2025, because you will be outgrowing people, relationships, places, workplaces, maybe everything. For some of you, if a lot of your life is not in alignment, it might be everything that's changing. Jeez. So, wow. Wow. Yeah. So I feel though that this confidence energy in you is going to start to settle in. It's going to start to settle in, and you're not anymore going to actually physically be able to compromise on that anymore. Like, it's almost like a final showdown with your self-sabotage. It's like, am I going to self-sabotage? Am I going to do it? Am I going to do it? Am I going to do it? I'm going to do it. No. It's going to be kind of like that. It's going to be like this final showdown with these patterns in you of like, am I going to self-sabotage? Am I going to let myself go? I'm going to let myself win. I'm going to run backwards again. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? And it's like the mental work that you do in that moment when you're running that race, right? Symbolically, when you're running up that hill, when you're about to win that race, and you have to mentally get yourself into the mindset of a winner. You're like, you know what? I'm a winner. I can do this. I'm a winner. I can do this. I'm a winner. I can do this. And Spirit's like, work with mantras, work with affirmations, work with new thought patterns, because all you need is a little bit of a push from your inner self, because the whole universe is conspiring for this stuff to work out for you, group 3. So you just need to do that little inner work where you're like, you know what, I am good enough. I am good enough. I do receive this. I do choose to receive this. I choose to receive the best in life, right? Start working with affirmations like this already, because you will be challenged. I'm telling you right now, 2025 will challenge you in terms of how much are you going to allow yourself to be successful. Wow. And isn't that just a deep thing, right? Because like consciously, you're like, of course I want to be successful. What are you talking about? But subconsciously, there are all these other stories and voices and narratives and beliefs going on. So you're going to be overcoming some kind of self-sabotage programming so that you can truly embody a new level of success, confidence, and alignment in your life in 2025. So don't give up. Keep fighting for yourself, and keep running when you want to stop, when you're like, I can't do this, I'm not good enough, I can't do this, I'm not good enough. Keep going, because you are good enough. And all it takes is that decision to keep going that proves to yourself that you are, that you can do it, and that you're capable of way more than you realized. I love this for you, group 3. I just feel like 2025 is going to be such an epic year for you, and I mean, just enjoy it. Seriously, let yourself enjoy the fruits of your labor. That's what I want to tell you. Like, let yourself have this. Gosh, man, you've worked so hard for this. Like, let yourself have this. Seriously. I just feel really strongly, like, from your guides as well. Like, they want you to see yourself the way that they see you. They want you to give yourself the opportunities in life the way that the divine would give to you. They want you to start letting it in. Let it in. Let the goodness in, okay? Because it's not going to betray you. It's going to carry you through a portal to such an incredible existence. All right. I'm sending you so much love, group 3, and good luck in 2025.